Reaching the age of adolescence, changes during puberty. So, firstly, let's understand what is adolescence and what is puberty. So, firstly, adolescence. Growing up is a natural process. Everyone grows up, but the period of life जब हमारी bodies बहुत सारी changes से undergo करती है, leading to reproductive maturity. Reproductive maturity means that the person is able to reproduce. That thing is called adolescence. When do adolescence begin? It begins around the age of 11 and lasts up to 18 or 19 years of age. So, since this period covers the teens, that is 13 to 18, adolescents are also called teenagers. In girls, adolescence may begin a year or two earlier than in boys. Also, the period of adolescence varies from person to person, so this depends on their characteristics. If you are fat or thin or on your diet, on your gender, it basically depends on your characteristics. Now let's understand about puberty. So the human body undergoes several changes during adolescence, so this only marks the onset of puberty. When our body undergoes several changes that we will learn today, that marks the onset of puberty. Onset means starting. The most important change. So here the most important change that which marks puberty is that boys and girls जो होते हैं वो reproduce करने के लिए capable हो जाते हैं. और puberty कब end करती है? When an adolescent reaches reproductive maturity. Means puberty ends जब एक adolescent person अपनी reproductive maturity को पूरा achieve कर लेता है. Then it ends. Now, there are a lot of changes which you observe. Firstly, do you know, are you an adolescent? So, to know this, you can refer to the earlier slide in which it was said that around 11 to 18. If you are between this point of age, then of course you are an adolescent. Now, let's learn about the changes during puberty. So the changes during puberty are like boys develop their mustache and girls also develop pimples. You may observe a sudden increase in your height. Boys observe this Adam's apple, and also both the genders observe mood swings. Their mood swings very quickly. So, what changes we are gonna learn are voice change, change in body and shape, development of sex organs, increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands, and increase in height. So, firstly, let's start with increase in height. Now, at this time, means at the time of adolescence, the most conspicuous change is during when there is a sudden increase in height. दैट मीन्स एट दिस टाइम जो हमारे आर्म्स और लेग्स में जो लॉन्ग बोन्स होते हैं वो बड़े हो जाते हैं और इनसे एक पर्सन टॉलर बनता है. Now here is a graph. In this graph you can see the percentage of full height. Here is the ages and here is the percentage. You can observe that most of the girls achieve their maximum height when they are 13 or 14 years of age, and boys achieve their maximum height when they are of 17, 18, or 16 years of age. So this is basically about their percentage. Now you may not believe or you should know that girls grow faster than boys, but जब एक गर्ल या फिर एक बॉय 18 ईयर्स का हो जाता है तब वो अपने मैक्सिमम हाइट अचीव कर लेते हैं. मीन्स इसके बाद वो बेसिकली लंबे नहीं होते हैं. सो अभी हम एक अमेजिंग एक्टिविटी कर सकते हैं. लाइक हियर यू कैन सी दिस चार्ट. So here there are ages and here is the percentage of full height. Now what you have to do, just imagine what is your age. Okay, So like if we say that my age or someone's age, let's take someone's age, that is 12 years. Okay, so if someone's age is 12 years and his height in centimeter is 154 centimeter, then what will we do? Firstly, we will see 12. When we go here, we will see girls portion. Okay, so here we get it's 91. So, what is the formula? You will firstly enter your present height in centimeter by percentage of full height at this age. Firstly, see your gender and your age. If you are a 12-year-old girl, you will take 91%, and if you are a 12-year-old boy, you will take 84%. Now, here it's we are taking 12-year-old girl, so let's take 91 into 100. So, when we did this, we get to know it's 169 centimeter. So, it just want to know what height you will achieve when you will be 18 years of age. Now, it's not accurate, means it's not always possible that you will retrieve this much height only. Means you can be smaller than this also, longer than this also. That depends on your diet. So you can change your diet as per your nourishment and all things. Okay. Now let's see. Now, if you have observed that you have grown taller but your face looks much smaller then, so what will you do? You must have observed that your face looks much smaller but your height is too long. So what you do in this case? Are you worried for this? So don't worry. जो भी हमारी बॉडी के पार्ट्स होते हैं वो एक सेम रेट पे ग्रो नहीं करते हैं. कभी कभार आर्म्स और लेग्स और हैंड्स और फीट्स ये सब ओवर साइज दिखते हैं एंड आउट ऑफ प्रोपोर्शन दिखते हैं एडोलेसेंस के, लेकिन जल्द ही जो बाकी पार्ट्स होते हैं वो भी कैचअप कर लेते हैं और एक प्रोपोर्शनेट बॉडी बन जाती है. नाउ, हैव यू एवर wondered that why is your height similar to any of your family member? सो कई बार होता है कि हमारी हाइट हमारे फैमिली मेम्बर से मिलती है या फिर नहीं भी मिलती. अगर मिलती है तो दैट इज़ बिकॉज हाइट हमारी उन पे डिपेंड करती है, हमारी पेरेंट्स से जो हमें जीन्स मिलते हैं. सो इट इज़ द हाउ एवर it is very important to eat the right kind of food during these growing years. Means if your parents like mother and father are very tall, then if you will not get proper diet, then it is not necessary to depend on your father's height or your mother's height. You will be small then. So you must not believe that if your parents are small, then you will also be small. You can always try your best and then you will achieve your height. Now, it is also very important that a adolescent and adolescent person get proper diet, and during these growing years you must get all the nutritional needs. Now let's learn about the change in body shape. Now the boys may observe broad shoulders, means their shoulders become wider, and girls observe their wider chest. So this is basically changes in boys and girls when you hit the onset of puberty. Now this is because that you have entered the age at puberty, and in this shoulders generally broaden, and in girls the region below the waist also becomes wider. Now boys में क्या होता है, जो muscles होते हैं वो गर्ल्स से ज़्यादा prominently grow होते हैं, means they grow stronger. इससे ही चेंजेस होते हैं एडोलेसेंट बॉयज़ और गर्ल्स में, और ये चेंजेस बिल्कुल डिफरेंट होते हैं. बॉयज़ के अंदर डिफरेंट है, गर्ल्स के अंदर डिफरेंट है. नाउ लेट्स लर्न अबाउट द वॉइस चेंज. So voice change. You must have noticed that boys of your class, or if you are a boy, your voice must be hoarse. Means sometimes the voice of boys cracks. Why? बिकॉज जब प्यूबर्टी आती है तो जो वॉइस बॉक्स होता है या फिर लैरिंग्स कह लो, वो ग्रो होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है, और वॉइस जो है वो बहुत बड़ा उनको लार्जर वॉइस बॉक्स मिलता है गिफ्ट के तौर पे, द ग्रोइंग वॉइस बॉक्स. तो ये जो ग्रोइंग वॉइस बॉक्स होता है ये एक थ्रोट में से एक पार्ट से निकल के आता है. Like you can see here, it's Adam's apple. So the other name is Adam's apple. Now, in girls में larynx जो है वो hardly visible होता है. Means girls में Adam's apple नहीं आता, मोस्टली नहीं आता, लेकिन किन्हीं किन्हीं के में आ ही जाता है. सो वी कांट से दिस. एंड जनरली गर्ल्स की हाई पिच वॉइस होती है और बॉयज़ की डीप वॉइस होती है. एडोलेसेंट बॉयज़ में समटाइम्स जो मसल्स होते हैं वो आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल हो जाते हैं एंड द वॉइस बिकम्स होर्स. सो दिस स्टेट में रिमेन फॉर अ फ्यू डेज एंड फिर उसके बाद दोबारा नॉर्मल हो जाती है. दैट इज़ नॉट द केस दैट पूरी लाइफ वॉइस होर्स रहेगी. सो व्हेन योर वॉइस इज होर्स, understand that you are adolescent. Now, many of my classmates, you must be thinking this, that many of your classmates have a hoarse voice. Now you must got it. Why? Now next is increased activity of sebaceous and sweat glands. Now what is it? What are sweat glands and what are sebaceous glands? These are basically those glands which secrete sweat. A few glands like sweat glands and oil glands, these secrete oil. And many young people, जो हमारी फेस पे कभी कभार पिंपल्स आ जाते हैं, ये सब इसी की वजह से होता है. क्योंकि ये जो सेबेशियस ग्लैंड्स जो सिक्रीट करते हैं, वो जब सिक्रेशन ज़्यादा हो जाती है तो पिंपल्स आने स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं, और इनकी ही इंक्रीज एक्टिविटी की वजह से हमारे स्किन पे एक्ने वगैरह आते रहते हैं. Now let's learn this point. A few glands such as sweat glands, oil glands and salivary glands, ये अपनी secretion देते हैं through what? Through ducts. And endocrine glands जो होते हैं वो hormones release करते हैं directly through the into the bloodstream. And so they are also termed as ductless glands. Because जो स्वेट ग्लैंड्स होते हैं उन्हें अपनी सिक्रीट करने के लिए डक्ट से करना पड़ता है, लेकिन एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स वो डायरेक्टली हमारे ब्लड स्ट्रीम में कर देते हैं. सो इसलिए एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स को हम डक्टलेस ग्लैंड्स भी कहते हैं. नाउ लेट्स मीट टू द सेकंड लास्ट पार्ट, दैट इज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सेक्स ऑर्गन्स. So, like, you can see this image and you can understand which show the sex organs of humans. Means this is a reproductive diagram of men and female. Now, at puberty, जो मेल सेक्स ऑर्गन्स होते हैं जैसे कि टेस्टिस और पेनिस, वो कम्प्लीटली डेवलप हो जाते हैं और टेस्टिस भी उनका स्पर्म्स देना स्टार्ट कर देता है. और गर्ल्स में जो ओवरीज होती हैं वो अनराज हो जाती हैं और उनसे एग्स निकलने स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं और मेच्योर भी हो सकते हैं. सो ओवरी स्टार्ट रिलीजिंग मेच्योर्ड एग्स. ओके, नाउ वी विल लर्न द लास्ट चेंज, that is reaching mental, intellectual, emotional maturity. Now, adolescence is also a period of change. Means इसके अंदर जो सोचते हो उसका पर्सन का वे बदल जाता है. एडोलेसेंट ज़्यादा independent होते हैं and they are also self-conscious. So intellectual development takes place and they tend to spend considerable time thinking. In fact, it is often that time in one's life when the brain has the greatest capacity for learning. Sometimes, however, an adolescent may feel insecure while trying to adjust to the changes in the body and mind. But as adolescent learners, you should know that there is no reason to feel insecure. These changes are a natural part of growing up. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, kindly subscribe to my channel, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.